behalf of Majenta PLM. I have the pleasure of receiving it, but as you can see, there's no I in Majenta PLM. And so with that in mind, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate the whole of the company that made my dream come true this year. In particular, I'd like to congratulate Helen Brinkat, Simon Ordish, Simon Brown, and Lee Cunningham for their outstanding performances and help us on the road to success last year. And I'd also like to thank the Siemens UK channel team for their support during 2010 and their encouragement. Thank you. So, what was different in 2010 for Majenta PLM? If I summarise it in one word, it would be change. Quite simply, we decided to practice what we've been preaching for many years. We've been telling our customers they need to change the way they work, so we decided it was time for us to change. And in order to change, we decided to recruit some exceptional talent, and now we have a group of individuals that, in my opinion, are second to none in the industry. They understand the needs of our customers and ultimately deliver a PLM solution to make them more efficient, effective and profitable. We launched a value discovery analysis campaign, the VDA campaign, emphasising the real value and the business benefits of PLM. We tried to make doing business with Majenta as easy as possible. That was one of the biggest challenges, I guess. But above all, we focused on our strengths, we prioritised on our opportunities, and we adopted a winning attitude. Now, all very well and good. Earlier in the day, we heard from Paul Bogle, who referred to the 4 Ps. Well, I have 5 Ps. So why were we successful? Well, I think it was all about planning and preparation, which prevents poor performance. I think you've all heard that one many, many times before. Maybe what you haven't heard, though, is Benjamin Disraeli once said, "The secret of success is constancy of purpose." Constancy of purpose. Now, if you go at things obsessively, and I think we all do occasionally when we're excited about things, and you set your standards high when you're charting your course, I honestly believe that we can achieve great things. Most times, of course, we can't achieve it alone. And having a great team of people who are determined not only to achieve their goals, but to consistently exceed them is every sales manager's dream. So constancy of purpose and consistency, to me, are paramount in any sales environment. And so with all successful sales teams, upfront planning and preparation is essential. Now, our planning is done in conjunction with Siemens. They attend our regular monthly sales meetings. Teamwork and attention to detail are very important to us. So we involve sales, pre-sales, services, maintenance, marketing, finance, you name it. The whole company contributes to these sales meetings where we involve Siemens. That way we ensure we stay on course and we meet our commitments. Like Siemens, we use Salesforce.com. It's the master, it's the glue that unites Siemens and Majenta. It's a great tool, I don't know if any of you here use it. We swear by it now. We use it to track our performance on a regular basis, usually 2 or 3 times a week, although I have to say at the end of quarters and important times it's 2 or 3 times an hour. As we all know, a qualified pipeline is key when we're forecasting. And I do pride myself on encouraging my guys anyway to put accurate forecasts together. Not as accurate as they could be. In addition to the regular run rate deals, we also focus on a rolling top 10 accounts with software potential of more than £100,000. These have been the result of the VDA campaign that I mentioned earlier. So how did we actually achieve our goal in 2010? Well, I think personally it was down to investment, delivery, and a lot of determination. In the downturn of 2009, we made significant investment in people and processes. We changed the way we worked, our emphasis being firmly on VDAs. We complemented our existing technical team with 2 extremely experienced ex-Siemens employees, one to focus on VDAs and value propositions, the other to support both pre-sales activity along with the delivery and the implementation of Teamcenter. We also have an excellent ex-DASO channel manager join us. He's introduced us into some quite interesting accounts and, surprisingly enough, some very unhappy Katia sites. So watch this space. I hope I've got some good news for you next year. And our latest recruit was from JCB, who was an exceptional talent there, involving the Teamcenter and then its deployment at JCB. So we're very proud with the group of people that we have at Majenta. And I think you'll all agree there's absolutely no substitute for experience and quality. And age in my case. So you can see our focus is firmly set on delivering VDAs in pursuit of a PLM solution. The great thing about a VDA engagement, and I'm not sure if maybe some of you haven't been involved in VDAs, but the great thing about a VDA engagement is that by default, you have to communicate with the real decision makers. This allows you to maneuver yourself around any blockers or those people that don't really appreciate the business benefits of PLM. It really is the route to the loot, trust me. And so our aim is to have at least 5 VDAs ongoing at any one time. I suppose none of this will be new to you, but I'll tell you anyway. We have a dedicated help desk. We have a couple of very tenacious young ladies that are responsible for MES renewals. Not much gets past them, I can assure you. And if you've happened to have looked on the Majenta website, you'll notice we have an online shop. Something new to us this year we introduced, and I have to say, it's proved quite successful. It's generated quite a few new leads and some good sales opportunities. We heard a little bit a few moments ago about piracy. Every salesman likes a quick deal, yeah? I certainly do anyway. And we quickly appreciated that the significance of software piracy, and so we proactively investigated any potential opportunities with our customers. As a result, we provided Siemens' piracy team with a suspect list. And I'm pleased to confirm that a number of these proved very lucrative. And the good news is the revenue comes in very quickly when you get them on the back foot. So if you haven't already done it, then I would certainly urge you to look at any software piracy opportunities within your customer base. And last but by no means least, where would we be without a good training program? I think it's vital and key to our success. So we've trained all of our salesmen and our frontline staff in strategic value selling, SVS, Salesforce.com, and Revenue Storm, white space analysis, the list goes on. But I have to say, this has made a huge difference in the way we work, and I've no doubt it's played a big part in our success, particularly in 2010. So what were our results? I suppose everyone's eager to know. Well, it's taken 4 years of planning and investment and determination, resulting in an annual growth of 30% each year to get where we are today. With the exception of the GFC of 2009, which was a bit wobbly, I think was the technical term, wasn't it? We've stayed on course pretty much, culminating last year in a 250% increase in the previous year's performance. When I set up Majenta PLM just a little over 4 years ago, the average order size in the UK channel was not much more than £5,000. I can't convert that to your Hungarian currency, by the way. But trust me, it was small. I'm very pleased to tell you that last year, our average order size was £21,500. And of the orders that came in, 25% of them were for new customers. Now, I mentioned earlier that consistency was paramount to our success. And this year, we had 4 solid quarters, each delivering more than 100% of our commitment. The fourth quarter being the exceptional one, as Tony said a few moments ago, where we did more than 50% of the 2010 number in that quarter alone. Now, we all like incentives, and I'm sure some of the sales awards and incentives that were on offer had something to do with everyone's extra effort at Majenta PLM. But for me, the opportunity to become the first platinum partner in the UK and turn a dream into... Sometimes I've been accused of being obsessive, but I make no apologies for that. And somebody said earlier, do you want to thrive or survive? Well, I'm in for thriving, I don't know about you guys. So it's been a great year. It's been an intense year at times, but I hope you all agree, I'd rather be intense than past tense. So, we come to nearly the last slide. Ordinary people can do extraordinary things. So in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to tell you a short story. It's a true, but it's an amazing story. It's one which I think we should all possibly reflect on when the going gets tough, we feel like giving up and walking away from an opportunity. 2 years ago, a Frenchman, Philippe Croissant, excuse the pronunciation, he couldn't swim a stroke, but he decided, for some reason, he wanted to swim the English Channel. And during the past 2 years, he devoted 35 hours a week to swimming and conditioning himself in order to realise his dream. A little more than a month ago, Philippe swam the English Channel. He was expecting to take 24 hours. He actually did it in 13 and a half. So you're all wondering, okay, what's the big deal? Loads of people have swum the English Channel. Well, let me tell you a little bit more about Philippe. 16 years ago, he was removing a television antenna from a roof when it hit a power line, jolted him with an incredible electric shock, and as a result, his legs and lower arms had to be amputated. Using a snorkel and prosthetic legs and built-in flippers, he set out to swim the English Channel and achieve his dream. Now that's what I call determination. That's belief. And just imagine if we could remove the words can't and impossible from our vocabulary, what we could achieve as well. And so, with that inspirational image in our minds, I'd like to leave you with one final thought. Don't wait for your dreams to come true. Make them happen. Thank you and have a great 2011.
One final announcement that you may be interested in. I have one more top-of-the-range iPad to give away. As you know, we start tomorrow bright and early at 8 AM. I'm sure you'll be highly motivated to be exactly on time for France's San Diego session.